So today I am going to discuss nucleic acid. What is nucleic acid? What are the different types of nucleic acid? What is the role played by nucleic acid in our body? How replication of DNA takes place, etc. Many questions will be answered by the help of this discussion. So let's begin. Nucleic acid. Heredity. Heredity is the transmission of characters from parents to their offspring. That means the parents pass their character to their offspring. This is called heredity. Nucleus. We know that every cell contains nucleus except few like RBC, etc. So nucleus is the master cell organelle. It is the organelle which is responsible for the transmission of inherent characters. So particle in nucleus of the cell responsible for heredity is chromosomes. Chroma means color, zones mean body. So colored body. These chromosomes are made up of nucleic acid and proteins. These chromosomes are made up of nucleic acids and proteins. Nucleic acids are also called polynucleotides because they are the polymers of nucleotides. So these nucleic acids are broadly classified into two types, DNA and RNA. DNA is called deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA is called ribonucleic acid. These are the two types of nucleic acids. The double helical structure of DNA was discovered by Watson and Crick in the year 1953. The double helical structure of DNA was discovered by Watson and Crick in the year 1953. They received the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in the year 1962 along with Maurice Wilkins. So the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in the year 1962 was given to Watson, Crick and Maurice Wilkins for their discovery of double helical structure of DNA. Nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are the polymers of nucleotides. They are also called polynucleotides. So nucleic acids are the polymers of nucleotides. They are also called polynucleotides. The nucleotides are composed of pentose sugar, nitrogenous bases and phosphoric acid, or we can say phosphate group. Now composition of nucleotides, or we can say the components of nucleotides include pentose sugar. Pentose sugar means they are having 5 carbon in their structure. They are monosaccharides. So pentose sugar, 5 carbon sugar, 2 types of 5 carbon sugar present in nucleic acid. One is that beta D ribose, it is present in RNA, ribonucleic acid, and beta D 2 deoxyribose means from the 2 position oxygen is removed. That's why it is called beta D 2 deoxyribose. It is present in DNA. It is present in DNA. So beta D 2 deoxyribose is present in DNA, whereas beta D ribose is present in RNA. Next is nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous bases are of 2 types, purine and pyrimidine. Nitrogenous bases are of 2 types, purine and pyrimidine. Purines have double ringed structure. Purines have double ring structure. There are 2 different types of purine. One is called adenine, other is called guanine. The symbol for adenine is capital A, the symbol for guanine is capital G. Next is pyrimidine. Pyrimidines have single ringed in their structure. They are of 3 types. Thymine, symbol is T, cytosine, the symbol is C, and uracil, symbol is U. Uracil is present in RNA only, not in DNA. Thymine is present only in DNA, not in RNA. And the last component of nucleotides is phosphoric acid or phosphate group. Due to this group, DNA is negatively charged. DNA is negatively charged and can conduct electricity like electron. So DNA is like negatively charged electron and can conduct electricity. So let's see the structure of pyrimidine and purine. As I have already told you that pyrimidine have single ring structure and purine have double ring structure. But purine include adenine and guanine, whereas pyrimidine include thymine, uracil and cytosine. Thymine is absent in RNA, whereas uracil is absent in DNA. Thymine is present in DNA, whereas uracil is present in RNA. So pyrimidine. So it is a heterocyclic nitrogenous compound and it is bases. So these are the bases in nucleic acid. Pyrimidine, purine, this is adenine, this is thymine, this is uracil, this is cytosine. This is guanine. So guanine is a type of purine. Adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, they are present in DNA. Adenine, guanine, uracil, cytosine is present in RNA. In a double helical DNA, adenine binds with thymine with 2 hydrogen bond, whereas guanine binds with cytosine with 3 hydrogen bond. That means the guanine cytosine bond is more stronger than the adenine thymine bond. This is called Watson and Crick base pairing rule. So adenine binds with thymine, guanine binds with cytosine. Let's look at the structure of ribose and beta-D2-deoxyribose. Ribose is present in RNA, deoxyribose is present in DNA. So from the 2' position, from the 2' position, O is removed. That's why it is called deoxyribose. So ribose is a pentose sugar present in RNA, whereas deoxyribose is also a pentose sugar with the oxygen removed from 2' carbon. So it is called beta-D2-deoxyribose. These are the sugars present in nucleic acid. DNA is generally double helical structure, whereas RNA is usually single stranded or single helical structure. Nucleoside is nitrogenous bases plus sugar. Nucleoside is nitrogenous base plus sugar. Nucleotide is sugar plus nitrogenous base plus phosphoric acid. So we can say that nucleotide is nucleoside plus phosphoric acid. Nucleoside is formed by condensation of a purine or pyrimidine base with pentose sugar. So nucleoside is formed by condensation of a purine or pyrimidine base with pentose sugar. The bond between the base and the sugar in the nucleoside is known as N-glycoside bond. The bond between the base and the sugar in the nucleoside is known as N-glycoside bond because the nitrogenous base NH and the sugar OH, one molecule of water is removed to form the N-glycoside bond. In nucleosides, the carbon atom of the pentose sugar are numbered as 1', 2', 3', etc. in order to distinguish from the numbering in the bases. Suppose in nitrogenous base if we write 1, 2, 3, 4 and in sugar also if we write 1, 2, 3, 4 then there will be a confusion. So in order to avoid this confusion, in nucleoside the carbon atom of the pentose sugar are numbered as 1', 2', 3', etc. Purine and pyrimidine are linked to the position 1' of pentose sugar through N-glycoside bond. This is the double helical structure of DNA. The two DNA strands are anti-parallel, means one run from 5' to 3', another run from 3' to 5'. That means the two strands are anti-parallel and they are complementary to each other. That means in one strand if adenine is there, in the other strand it will form a double hydrogen bond with thymine. If cytosine is there, then it will have in its complementary strand guanine. So AT, TA, CG, TA, AT, GC, CG. So if one of the strand we know the nucleotide in one of the strand, then we can predict the other strand nucleotide by Watson and Crick base pairing rule. Suppose the 5 prime 3 prime strand is TATGCCAT. So the 3 prime 5 prime strand will be in front of T, there will be A, in front of A there will be T, in front of T A, in front of G C, in front of C G, in front of C G, in front of A T, in front of T A. So if we know the nucleotide pairs in nucleotides in one of the strand, the other can be easily predicted by knowing the Watson and Crick base pairing rule. Suppose the DNA double helical structure is heated, then the two strands separate. The process is called melting. The process is called melting, and the temperature required to separate the two strands of DNA is called melting temperature. It is denoted by Tm. More is the GC content of the DNA, more will be the melting temperature. More will be the AT pairs, lesser will be the melting temperature. If the two strands can regain its double helical structure on cooling. So on cooling, the two strands, separate two strands again form the double helical structure. This process is called annealing. So on cooling, annealing takes place. On heating, the two strands separates, and the process is called melting. This is the sugar molecule, and this is the base, nitrogenous base. So 1 prime of the sugar forms the bond. This is called N-glycoside bond. So adenosine is formed. This is a nucleoside. This is a nucleoside. So a nitrogenous base joins to the sugar molecule, and the bond forms here is 1 prime. So this is an glycoside bond. It is a nucleoside. Nucleoside has two components, nitrogenous base and sugar. Now from the 5 prime position, if a phosphate group attaches, then it becomes a nucleotide. It becomes a nucleotide. Now we see the structure of a nucleotide. Here is a base. This is an glycosidic bond. This is a sugar. Sugar, the carbon numbers are 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime, 4 prime, from 5 prime. From the 5 prime, a phosphate group is attached. So this is a nucleotide. This is a simplified version of nucleic acid. Base, sugar, phosphate, whole, and base, sugar, phosphate, and this will continue a long chain. Let's see the structure of dinucleotide, or we can say the formation of a dinucleotide. So the DNA chain runs from 5 end of chain here to 3 prime end of. So 5 prime end of the chain and 3 prime end of the chain. So this is base, this is sugar, this is the 5 prime of the sugar which is bonded to the phosphate group, and the 3 prime end of the sugar is bonded with another phosphate group which links the 5 prime end of the sugar. So 5 prime end, 3 prime. So this bond is called phosphodiester bond. This bond is called phosphodiester bond. So base, sugar, phosphate, and this 5 prime, 3 prime direction. So 5 prime linked to phosphate, then 3 prime linked to phosphate, that links to 5 prime, and this continues to form a long nucleotide chain. The sequence of nucleotides in a nucleic acid is described by starting from the 5 prime and identifying the bases in the order of occurrence. So 5 prime, AT, GCT, 3 prime. So this is the sequence of nucleotide. Information regarding the sequence of nucleotide in the chain of a nucleic acid is called primary structure of the nucleic acid. So information regarding the sequence of nucleotide in the chains of a nucleic acid is called primary structure of the nucleic acid. DNA is called deoxyribonucleic acid. It undergoes replication to prepare another DNA molecule, another similar DNA molecule. So DNA can form DNA. The process is called replication. Here many enzymes are used. So DNA synthesizes another DNA molecule with the help of many enzymes. The process is called replication. DNA can synthesize messenger RNA. The process is called transcription. Messenger RNA synthesizes protein with the help of transfer RNA, ribosomal RNA, etc. The process is called translation or protein synthesis. This is called the central dogma of molecular biology. Types of RNA found in cell. There are 3 types of RNA found in cell. The first one is called messenger RNA, second is called transfer RNA, third is called ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA is the most abundant RNA found in cell. Nearly 80% of the RNA is ribosomal RNA. Mutation is a sudden heritable change in the genetic material. So any change in the genetic material which can result into altered protein is called mutation. So mutation is the sudden heritable change in the genetic material. It can be caused spontaneously or it can be caused by mutagens. So mutagens are agent which causes mutation. They can be radiations, chemicals, viruses, etc. DNA fingerprinting. We know that every individual has unique fingerprints and they occur at the tips of the finger, and they have been used for identification for a long time, but this can be altered by surgery. A sequence of bases on DNA is also unique for a person, and information regarding this is called DNA fingerprinting. It is same for every cell and it cannot be altered by any known treatment. This is called DNA fingerprinting. Uses of DNA fingerprinting. In forensic laboratory, it is used for identification of criminals. So at the site of crime, if the criminals leave any clue, then the forensic team can identify by identifying the DNA. To determine paternity of an individual, during paternity dispute, DNA fingerprinting can be used. To identify racial groups, which races, whether Mongoloid, Caucasoid, Australoid, etc. To rewrite biological evolution. To identify dead bodies by comparing DNA of parents or children. So these are the applications of DNA fingerprinting. Alex Jeffrey is regarded as the father of DNA fingerprinting. Biological functions of nucleic acid. We know that the chemical basis of heredity or the reserve of genetic information is DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid, a double helical structure which is the genetic material of most of the organism, and it is responsible for maintaining the identity of different species of organism over millions of years. And DNA is the only molecule capable of synthesizing its exact copy, and the process is called replication. It can also prepare messenger RNA, or it can also synthesize messenger RNA by the process called transcription. And as we know, messenger RNA along with transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA is capable of synthesizing proteins which are very useful for the body. The process is called translation or protein synthesis. So DNA is the chemical basis of heredity, and it is the reserve of genetic information, and it is the blueprint of life. It is regarded as the blueprint of life. Any change in the DNA can result into mutation. If there are drastic changes, it can result into death of an organism. Now let's discuss the difference between DNA and RNA. DNA and RNA are the two important nucleic acid known to us. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, whereas RNA is ribonucleic acid. DNA is the genetic material of most of the organism, whereas RNA is the genetic material of certain viruses like retrovirus. One of the important retrovirus is HIV, which is responsible for causing AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. The full form HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. The sugar present in DNA is deoxyribose, whereas the sugar present in RNA is ribose. Thymine is present, whereas thymine is absent in RNA. Uracil is absent in DNA, whereas uracil is present in RNA. DNA is generally double helical, whereas RNA is usually single stranded. Three types of DNA are aDNA, bDNA and zDNA. Three types of RNA are messenger RNA, ribosomal RNA and transfer RNA. DNA is regarded as the blueprint of life. It is the chemical basis of life. It is the informational molecule. It is responsible for giving information. RNA is responsible for protein synthesis. RNA is responsible for protein synthesis. So solve all the questions from NCERT book, and in my next video I will discuss the important objectives and important questions related to biomolecules. Thank you.